Hi, you guys. This is Robin. Today I want to talk to you about designing your book in Designer. It's DESIGNRR.io. So it's Designer. It's a new, well, Designer's not new, but they've created a new program that makes it really easy for you to create ebooks. So I wanted to test it out. One of my students, Roberta, who actually wrote the ebook using my system, has everything written but hasn't set it up yet in any kind of design and format. So I said, hey, let me take a look at it and let's see what this looks like. So we're going to do this together. I'm just going to talk about it as I go through it, and you can see what it's all about. So I'm already signed up for this. I might have paid, I think it's $27, or it could be free. I can't really remember. But it lets you come in here, and the fun thing I thought that I liked about this and why I even looked at Designer is because of their ability to create flip books. So you can see here, hopefully this will load quickly, that I put my book that I've written, my 2 books on writing an ebook. This just hasn't filled in yet, but it's coming. I put them in the book because I just think this is a really great way to market your books online. So they can download them as a PDF and scroll through them just like you would typically do with a PDF, or you could send people the link to your flip book. So it's kind of fun. So I wanted to try doing this with one of my students' books. So we are going to go in here, and you can see I started it for a second, and I thought, hey, I'm going to record this and show you guys. So I'm going to show you what I did. So I went to Designer.io, and you might need to sign up. And like I said, it might only be $27, and it's totally worth it because the flip books are really, really cool. Or you might be able even to try to do a free trial and see if you like it. So interesting. So it looks like you're on a pro plan upgrade today. Interesting. So I must have paid the $27. So I think I'm okay. I think I might even be like for life. I'm in it. So either way, I'm not going to upgrade right now, but I'm going to import. So I would import from a Word doc only because it's easier, I believe, to edit from a Word doc. So let's just pull in your Word doc. We're going to title this, it's Thriving and Surviving. That's what she named her book. And I'm just going to leave the description blank, and then I'm going to upload it from my computer. And it's right here. This is the one I worked on last. I did help her do some editing of the book. So you might see a little bit of editing we'll have to do, obviously, when we get in here. But then I just scrolled through, and I'm going to see if I can do a search on obedience, because that's what I ended up finding. And let's see what comes up. Search. But it gives you all kinds of options for your books. It gives you templates that you can look at. And it's not coming up. So I'm just going to go back and scroll until I see it again. So I'm going to go here, start a new project, Word document. Oh, interesting. Let's make me do this again. Sorry. Writing and surviving. You'll learn as you use new tools that there's all kinds of little glitches you need to learn, otherwise you end up doing things twice. So here we go. I'm going to put this book in. And then I'm going to just scroll down. So you can see there's all kinds of templates here. So I'm pretty excited about this. I haven't gone through these. I'm going to go through them a little bit later and see if I want to use any of them for my other books. So I'm going to look for, I saw 2 of them before with dogs, and I thought it was really cute. I'm like, wow, this would be really cool. Okay, here we go. Here's 2 of them that they had with books, and here's another one with a dog, or with dogs, I'm sorry. Oh, a couple of them. So I thought this one was cute. I like this one. So I'm going to put preview, and you can take a look at it to see if you like the design of it. So they have everything already laid out here for you. So it's pretty cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's use this template. That looks good. I like the dog bones. It's fun. Now they're preparing the ebook. And depending on how long it is, it's probably will determine how long it takes to get. And then we're gonna play through this together. I know there was a video I started to watch before. I'm assuming this is gonna be very similar to all the other templated programs that I've used. So I'm gonna try to just jump right in and start doing some editing and just see how this looks as we go. So they've already dumped in all the content. So what I will spend time doing, and I probably won't go through every page, but just so you guys can see how easy this is, right? So already it's set up. It looks better than it does on a Word document, right? And so I just need to kind of see what's going on, like, why is that blue, and what do we want that to really say? But here's where you go in and you just start editing. So instead of obedience, we're going to put thriving. I'm going to put this in caps because I already have it. Thriving. So that's the top. And then and I think this is going to be too big. Surviving. Oops, and I don't know if I even, what happened there. But let's undo that, and then watch happens. See, I learned this already, so that's what happens. I get to do it again. We'll get through this pretty quickly here in a minute. I just want to kind of get this set up. And I'm going to go down to 48. I think that was my other option. I'd rather do 64, but it makes me go to 48. So let me do this. And surviving. Yep, no, just spelled correct. Okay, there we go. Thriving and surviving. And then here I have a little title that I came up with, and I think it was Success Tips for Being Home Your, and you can put whatever you want to here, but new puppy. They should have some kind of description of what this is. So success tips for bringing home your new puppy. So thriving and surviving, success tips for bringing home your new puppy. And then the author of this book is Roberta. And you'll see that I type quickly, but I usually have lots of typos. Roberta Bustard, unless I'm looking down, unless I'm really thinking about it. All right, so here we go, thriving and surviving. And I would probably go in and make this similar to how we have the title. And I would maybe make this all caps and leave surviving like it is. Thriving and surviving. Okay, this is draft because that was on the Word document, so I'm just going to remove that. And here we go, thriving and surviving your puppy's first month. Introduction. All right, so I'm going to look over here to see if I were to change introduction here, does that mean it's going to change every time there's a title under generic? Let me see, because it would be nice to be able to change all titles, make changes to all elements. Ooh, on, perfect. So anything that's like generic should match this. So let's just see what happens if we go with, you want letter height to go up? No, let's leave that at 2. But let's see what we can do. Text color. I'm going to keep these colors. I think they're kind of good. I think it matches the dog. We can find some other dog pictures in here. Here we go. Let's move this up. So let's see if this will change. Perfect. Introduction. So I put it up to 23. Let's go back to 20. So now that's at 20. That's at 20. Great. Now, if we want to take something and change it, since this might be the main title, puppy's first month. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's your puppy's first month. So I think I need to do thriving and surviving. I knew there was more to this title. Your puppy's first month. And if I could take that down, maybe to 36. Bring this over just a little bit. I feel like the centering's getting off. And here they should have this little button right here. And look, this lets you toggle between back and forth so you can see what that looks like. And that looks pretty good. I think thriving should come down, but I don't want to mess with it right now. I think I'll play with that later. It might mess up the whole thing. So I would move this around a little bit. Thriving and surviving. Okay. But as you can see right here, the first page looks pretty good, right? Considering, and then I would put a by Roberta Bustard. And if you have any kind of title that you want to put by yourself, if you're trained something, you know, dog trainer, I don't know titles for dog trainers, but if there is one, you can always add that here as well. Okay, so thriving and surviving your puppy's first month. So this is the title of the book. And I think because it's up here, I'm going to delete it down there. But let me just put it up here. And this is going to be probably at the top of every page. Please. Great. So then we can just delete that off of here. Trash can, delete. All right. And you can see over here how the pages are starting to fall together. This already looks really, really good, better than a Word document. So you should be pretty excited at this point. So then it looks like I'm gonna shut this. There's an X, so I can X out of that, so I can just kind of have more space to work. And then sometimes you can adjust this too. You just need more space. All right. So introduction. So she has her little story, and that's good. And I think at this point, I think I would probably add in a personal photo just to kind of let them know, because she's talking, I've been a dog crazy my whole life. I would put in a personal photo here. I'm going to see, I'm assuming we have access, and I have no idea. Like I said, I haven't been in here, but I'm going to see if we have access to media, and maybe not. Interesting. Let's see what this is. Here we go. Cover page, new page, back page, or contents, call to action. Media. Okay, so I clicked on the plus button here. Image grid. I'm hoping they have layout. So they don't. Okay, I don't see where. Okay, so I see. So just so you know, this is how we would do it. This is typical for a templated program like this. I would slide this image, and let's see where it drops it if I put it here. Oh, and then it actually gives me access to the images I've already uploaded for my other things. So I could, here we go, search. Let's see if this has upload image. I don't think it's going to give us, let me just put in here dogs and see if it has, if it goes to a, oh, it does. Yes. Okay, perfect, perfect. So you can go through and just start picking out photos. So that she's talking about being a dog lover. And like I said, it'd be fun if she had a picture of herself with her dogs or a puppy. At the same time, I think these would be really, really good too. So we're going to just kind of, let me see if I can do a puppy and see if it makes a difference. Search. I'm so excited. So yeah, so this is a great tool for anyone who, oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, I even think I'm going to use this. Oh my gosh. One's cuter than the other, so good luck picking stuff out if you're writing about puppies. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to put this picture in here. Looks like it kind of went in the middle. Let's see if it gives us options of how we can space this. Centered. Like I said, we're going to learn this together. I don't know what media manager does. Okay, no, we're already there. So we have the media. Okay. Make changes to all elements. I don't know what that. We'll see what that does. But I would like to be able to put this, like, have the text wrap. Oh, there we go. Maybe that'll do it. Let's see. All right, you know what? For now, and I'll play around as we add in new pictures, I'm going to put it here. See how that does that one? Oh, there we go. Well, we need to center this, though, because that's too short. So I could actually make the picture, okay, here we go. So I could make the picture smaller, and then I could justify it one way or the other, and then I could do this, and that gets it to wrap. There we go. There's the wrapping. So that's the wrapping, just like you would expect it. Those are some very similar, user-friendly type of layout, which is great. Okay, here's the difference now. So this is all part of the introduction, and because of the way it was originally laid out, we're going to have to play around to get this to move up to the next page. So let me see. Okay, look, here we go. Perfect, and I think this one might fit up there too. Just go with this arrow and move it up, and there you go. So great. And you can always add more pictures in here. I'm going to probably continue to have the whole title, Thriving and Surviving Your Puppy's First Month. And I'll probably make Thriving all caps just because that's how we did it on the title page. Just for consistency. And so I'm looking to see why it's interesting to me that this is blue, because it's not a link. And I'm going to text color. Huh. It actually has it as being white, but it also looks like it's a link. So I'm not sure if that's a link to, let me see if this, let's cancel that. We don't want it to be a link. Oh, I mean, unless you had a website, it'd be great for your website if you want to do that. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, it's still blue, which is odd. And maybe we will just make it white. Just make it white. All F's is white. And it's not a link, although it does look like a link. I would probably, Roberta, if I were you, I would probably link this to an email address so they can send you a note. You might as well, because it's giving you that option. So that would be nice. If somebody's reading your book and has a question, they can send it to you, and that will help you develop your relationships with your readers. All right, so hopefully you can kind of see how you set up the pages. Again, we can go in and let's say we want to add, let's add a photo in here. You go up to the plus sign and go to, and so you can do a video. You can add a media object. I'm not sure what that would be. Let's look and see what a media object is. Oh, like an arrow. Wait. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's see what this lets you do. See how that blue line, wherever you end up dropping it, that's where you're going to put your next thing. Interesting. Okay, so maybe this is like a quote. All right, I'm going to delete that for now because all we're really doing right now is we really want to just kind of add some photos in here just to spice up the book a little bit. So you go up to the arrow or up to the plus sign, and we're already in media because I'd clicked on media before, so it stayed there. We're going to go to image. Hold on, let me make sure we're at the right place. Oh, we went to components. Yeah, shapes, Facebook. Hold on a second. Okay, we're going to go back here. I don't know, input content, maybe this will work. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to put this here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so if you wanted to put more information in here, if you had something, if you wanted to input a blog post and it can maybe give it a quote. I think the problem is that I'm still on that element that I had before. So page. Oh, look. Oh, and this gives you an option to do background. So you could change the whole color of the background. You could add a background image. You can maybe like the bones. That was pretty cool. We can find those bones from before. So we'll leave this. That might be a little texture to it. But here, let me go back up here and look for. It's not letting me see. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so I clicked on components before and it kind of stuck there. So whenever you do click on something, you have to shut it out in order to, when you go back, it's going to stay there, which is nice sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to bring an image here, and we're going to grab these puppies because I just want to see what this looks like in here because they look so cute. Oh, there's some cats. Okay, so this doesn't necessarily, this would be a good place where she talks about introducing them to other animals. So I'm going to keep that in mind. But for now, I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to go back here to image, and we're going to find some more puppies. Oh, my goodness. Honestly, I don't know which one to choose. And honestly, what you should be doing is reading the content and choosing the best picture based on the content. And then you can, like I showed you before, you can set it up however you want. You can move it around. Let's put this one here. Have it wrap around the text. So there you have it. And if you want to see how the book is looking as a whole, you can see right here. And that's like, okay, look, that needs more content. And I can see there's a little paragraph right there. So I'm just going to go click on this. I'm going to close out of this because it's just easier to see everything. But I'm going to click on this and see these arrows right here. You move that paragraph up. And it's right there. And actually, since we're getting to chapter 1, if we can move this up, perfect, 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 perfect. And one thing that didn't work is this should have this should have, oh, here we go, make changes on all elements. So that should then make it for every page, every bottom of the page. I might need to actually just type it in there again. Let me do it this way. We'll go here, I'm going to put on, and I'm going to change this. Thriving and surviving. And surviving your puppies first month. And you can have whatever you want to, whatever works best for you. It could be your URL to your website. It could be contact information. Like I said, it could be an email address. It could be both. So whatever you think is appropriate for what you're doing. And then I'm going to try to figure out how to get this to be white. There we go. And let's see if it works for all pages. It went off. I thought I had it on there. Okay. So just make sure that that's on. And then I'm just going to play around on this for a second and see, just moving it around. Updates it for all of them. It didn't, but it should. I think what's happening is I'm not doing it. Make changes to all elements, which would be, oh, interesting. Okay, so this is a link. I'm wanting it to make changes to all of the footers. So, let me go to settings, elements, page numbering. Oh, headers, sorry. Headers and footers. Like I said, we're learning this together. On. Turn headers and footers on or off for current project. Turning it off will remove headers and footers from the project. Turn it on will revert them. Okay. So typically they're the same. They just duplicate themselves, which they did originally. It went from thriving and surviving, but it's not updating when I edit one of them. So I will hopefully figure that out before we're finished. And that might even be somewhere in this original setup. But so I'll look at that when we close this out to see if I can change that. But either way, just go in and make those edits on the page. And as you can see, look how nice that looks. Already it looks like a really good book. It looks really well put together. I'm going to move this up. Okay, so we're at chapter 1. And so this now matches the same generic content every time. So if you want to change that color, or if you want to center this instead of have it to the side, you can kind of, it should update each of them as you go along. All right, so I'm going to get out of here. I just want to kind of show you how this worked. Like I said, I keep moving up the elements just to make the pages all come together because I want to show you. See something here. Okay, so if it doesn't go, it's probably because it's too long. Yes, okay. So I would then just make sure I add another picture in here, right? And if you want a space between your chapters, you can. So you can think about that too, how you want your book to lay out. So chapter 1, I would probably add some pictures in here, so that would spread this out. Let me just add one more picture just to kind of show you. Put it right there. How this could look. Oh. Okay, we're going to use this one. I am a dog lover, so this is really fun for me. But okay, let's see. I'm going to go here and then wrap the text. And maybe we need to make it a little smaller. 11. Oh, good. Okay. It's not wrapping. There we go. The text. Okay. So then that can come, then this can come up here. Try sending. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and send this up. So you can decide how you want your chapters. Okay, so it's too big, so it's not going to let us do that. So what I would do, just to make it look better, the page, you might as well make this photo bigger, or you can add another photo in. All right, but if you do that, then I'll just kind of, and you can change out the photo if it's going to be that big and you want to do something else. And then that way this page looks better. And then what I would do is probably Interesting. Where did it go? Okay. It didn't go anywhere. So I don't know if you can add in like a spacer. A lot of times you can add in a spacer. Let's look over here to see if that's maybe one of the elements. Table of contents. Oh yes, you definitely should add a table of contents. We can add that to the beginning. Back page, call to action, inline call to action, new page, cover page, import content. I don't see where you can add a spacer, but that doesn't mean you can't. I just haven't found it yet. I'm going to go back up here and add a table of contents and see what happens. Okay, let's see. It might not be a big enough book, but it would be nice for people to be able to see the chapters and then be able to scroll through ultimately. So let's see if we add a table of contents right here. I think cannot generate table of contents. You have no headers used in your document. Okay, interesting. Okay, so paragraph. What we'd have to do is change these to headers. So that means we would have to go over here. I'm looking to see if it would let us where we would change something from a paragraph to a header. Let's see if we put heading here. Oh, that's kind of cool because it makes it the color of the book. So intro, and I like kind of that funky. I'm trying not to do all capitals. Introduction. Great, and then you can just delete that. So then that's a. I'm assuming the heading is a header, and so we will be able to change all of the chapter titles and add in a header. Right here. And let's see what happens if we copy it. I wonder if we can copy it so I'm not retyping all of it. That's always something to try. Paste. Do squares if you cannot read your clipboard. Oh, okay, so I can do Control V. I might have to do Control C for copy. See if it'll let me do it this way. Control V. Oh, perfect. Oh, great, it even kept with the fun color. Okay, so I'm going to just delete that. There we have chapter 1. So if you go through, let's see what happens if it auto fills up here on the table of contents. Okay, so it didn't even let me put a table of contents in here. I'm going to delete that. All right, let's go to chapter 2. We'll just do a couple chapters just to test it out for its header. I'm jumping up back here just so I can get to the heading icon. Slide it in there right where I want the chapter 2 to be. I'm going to copy it, and you have to do Control C because it can't copy from my clipboard. Control C, heading, Control V. There we go. Delete, and there you have it. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and say, and I would do that with each chapter, but now I'm going to go in and try adding in the table of contents, which is under components. And I would put that before the book. Minus the chapter 1, chapter 2, here we go. Oh, perfect, perfect. See how that works? And then I would change the colors here. Kind of weird that they have this blue. Just see if we can. Change that. It's weird. I'm going to have to really go in and check this out because that's not a web page. I don't know why it would. Oh, unless it links. Oh, it links them to the page. That's why. Okay, great. Okay, so it should link you and it should move them then to the introduction page, I would assume. But it's not on there. Okay, so either way, you can see, and I will, you'll have to play around with this or I'll take a look, and if I can come back on and make some notes, I will. I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Text style, make changes to all elements. Link, see that's weird. It says a link right there, and I don't know why that would be a link, and it doesn't give you the option to break the link. So it's kind of odd. But like I said before, now we at least have, and it already tells you don't have to figure out what page, so that it lines up your chapters. So that's pretty cool. I think this is really looking good, and it's really fun. And I'm going to close out of here so I can show you how to turn this into a flip book real quick, so you can see the whole book. That I'm going to come back in later and finish it, but I just wanted you to see. I love this page. I think this is really cool background, and I would probably try to do this background on the inside the page from the copy. I would probably try to do this background on the table of contents too, just to kind of tie it all together. And this would be like an about the author page is what I would do with this page. So this is really, really fun. Okay, so just so you know, so you can see what it's like, I'm going to, I did notice that her name was at the very last. And I'd like to at least pull that up to the last page. Maybe it'll let me, maybe it won't. Nope, it won't. Okay. All right, that's all right. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, so we're going to push save. Project save, and I'm wondering, this must be a preview. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so cute. I'm so excited. Okay, so that's just a preview, but I want to show you what this will look like as a flip book. That's even more fun. Okay, so my project. Hopefully it's still there. Okay, this is the new one. Okay, and then if you go down here, hold on, wait, start a new project. Okay, I'm assuming I can import. Okay, let's just go back here. My projects, I think I can just click on, like the project's already there, so I don't need to import anything. So I want to turn this into a book. Generate, here we go. Open PDF in Flipbook. That's all you have to do. And we're going to be able to see it. It's going to be exciting. Woohoo! Hey, Roberta. I hope you're excited. You're about to see your book. And like I said, I'm going to go back through and play with it because I'd like to complete this. It won't take me too long. I'm not sure why it didn't pop up, but here we go. Okay, here we go. So now you can kind of see some things too, right? This needs to be larger, and I can move this down if I can. But it's pretty cool. And here we go. Table of contents, that'll all be filled in. I will figure out why those are linked and not linked. And I will try to change that to white. But here we go. Pretty fun. And I didn't do any more design elements. But this just shows you its pages are numbered. I'll figure out how to get that cleaned up. And I'll send that to you in a note so you have it, or I'll post it with this video. And there you have it. You have your flip book. And you're able to share the link. And I'm sure you can pay to actually download it somewhere else and have everything where you want it. But normally you would just host the flip book on this platform, and then you would be able to have a download of the PDF so that you have the actual book yourself. But this is just the little tool they use to let you show off your book, and I think that looks amazing. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to get this finished up, but I don't want to keep going on this video because it's been really long already. But thanks for listening. I'm Robynn Anton, RobynNAnton.com, RobynNAnton.com. If you need to reach out to me directly, it's Robynn at RobynNAnton.com. Pretty easy. Robynn, ROBYNN, at RobynNAnton.com. And I hope to hear from you guys, and hopefully this helps you figure out how to quickly and easily set up an ebook in Designer. Thanks. Okay, real quick, I just want to show you, I came in and I moved this around, kind of like I thought I'd be able to. Just wanted to have some time on my own to play with this. But yeah, you can move this around. You can actually bring it, typically I would go edge to edge, just to make sure it's centered, because when you push, it gives you the option to center it. but sometimes the centering is in the box, not on the page. So just make sure that the element is spread from side to side so it matches, and be a little careful there to make sure it's centered. Same with all of it. So this probably needs to be pulled a little bit. And even this can be pulled one way or the other. And I think, like, I liked you, if you like it so that it's more of a stacked look, then, which I did for this one, then I would probably just try to eyeball this one, but the other two are actually centered. Try to eyeball that, and you can see it best by toggling to your navigator page. So then this also lets you jump from page to page. So I wanted to show you that, so took care of that. And then for the table of contents, I did figure out how to do this. For some reason, they're set up as links. I was hoping they would jump you to the right page, but they don't. At least not so far. That's not what's happening. So all you need to do is I looked through all of these options. So if your pages don't seem to be correct, you can repaginate. You can edit whatever it says as far as the title. And I'm assuming if you do that, it's going to change it down here as well. We can test that in a second. But let me just show you, first of all, I wanted to get this off. I wanted to get the link off, so you just clear formatting, and there you go. There you have your white lettering, and it's no longer a link. So one thing I want to test, which I haven't tested, let's just say introductions, and just to see what happens down here. Okay, it doesn't change it here, but it does change up here. I'm just going to take that off. And then same with here, you have to clear the formatting so that it's white, or whatever color you determine for your table of contents. Now what I would probably do, I'm going to look to see, I'd mentioned before putting the dog bone image back here. So I'm going to go to Media Manager, see if Textures has it. No. Image properties. Nope. Media Manager. Here we go. I'm going to see if I can search for, like we did before, I just went to click on search across the top navigation. I'm going to go for dog bones. Let's see what happens, because they had that dog bone background at the end. Yeah, so I think this might, I might be able to use that just for, oh, and it just went right in there. That's interesting. Okay, so, I mean, I guess that would work if there was something that you wanted to do for each chapter. It's kind of cool. Let's see what happens if you did that. If you can edit that picture. Let's see. I don't know how much. Oh, that's weird. It disappeared. Okay, you don't have much control over that, so I would probably just not do that. But if you find something that works, at least you know that you can put actual photos right in here. That's pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can edit undo. Edit undo gets you out of things. What I really wanted to do was maybe change the background of the table of contents so you could read this a little bit easier. So background color. I guess this must be the color of the total background. I want the table of contents background. So let's get to the table of contents and see if it, I think that was under component. Table of contents. We already have it. All right, so if I delete the background, I'm afraid I'm going to lose the color altogether. Shadow. Oh, maybe it's considered a shadow? I don't see where this color is coming from. And I think that's important to know where all of your colors and everything comes from. So if you have a question, just kind of just keep digging around till you find it. It could even be up here. Oh, that's the heading here. This is all the size of the words. So the thing you have to do is you have to be really careful. See how that changed that? That happens a lot. You have to be really careful when you do things like that. So always use the edit undo button if you've done something you know you don't want to change. All right, so this is not letting me change the background color like I would like. Let me see if I do. Let me see if this does it. I would change it to be white. No, that's the actual, I think it's asking for the entire background of the page and not just of this pink. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So here you kind of have to, normally you can play around with this and you'll have options for colors. So I'm just going to try it. I have a goal. I'll see how that looks. But I happen to just know the number for it. Oh, that's weird. It didn't take the colors. A, B, 7B16, 7B16. Oh, it's not letting me do that. It must only let you do specific colors. Huh. All right, so I'm going to go back up to the undo. And, oh, you know what this is? All right, so it's a percentage. I believe it's a percentage of this color, right? So that it all complements each other. So I'm just going to make it a little darker. I like it at 56%. That's all I wanted. I just wanted this to stand out a little bit more. So I can probably go to 56. Oh, okay. So it really depends on where you have your cursor. So see how here I'm on the whole thing. And I wondered why it was at 1% when I was there before. So 56. Oh, I might have to push save. 56. Okay, I might have done it before. 56. Okay, cool. So anytime I change that up, I would probably do that. You might go a little lighter. You can play around with that. And what I'm going to do now is try to figure this out. All right, so I'm going to clear the formatting. So it's no longer. All right, and what I'm going to put here, because I think we already have the title at the top of each page. So, and that all worked the way I assumed this would work with the footer. The header worked. You made the edits up here on the header, and it works for every page. That would normally be what happens here. So I'm going to put Roberta's. I'm going to put her fake email just because she might not want it on here. Roberta B at fake email. If I can spell fakeemail.com. And let me see what happened down here. Did not jump. Interesting. All right, we're going to keep playing around with this and figure this out. It's not a link. Toggle page number. Apply text to all. There we go. It will apply text from this footer to all pages. Are you sure? Okay. There we go. All right. So, all right, as far as the footer goes, you do have to just go in here and put whatever you want. I put Roberta's email. I would probably put a website. I don't know her website. So let's just say Roberta.com. And then you select, so you can do the color, you can do the size, you can do whatever you need to as far as the font is concerned. But then you can say, apply this to every page. And are you sure you want to do this on every footer? Yes. I can see here that the page number is a little gray. So if you want to change that, you can, but I'm not going to really worry about it. I think that all makes everything look nice, and that kind of makes her email or her website stand out a little bit more. Also, if there's a logo she wants to put in, you could always stick a logo in your footer, kind of over here. Any disclaimers, anything that you want, you think is necessary for your book, you could put it in here. This is what, I love this though. I love how you can just look over here and see how the book's coming together. It's really cool. It makes it really easy. Beacon B, it was nice, but I'm probably going to move most of my books here because of the cost and the simplicity of it. So I don't know, with mine, I was able to do, mine was a blank document, right? So I just designed it as I went. This I used a template. but there's so much that you can change on here. Like I'm sure you can change this color if you decide, hey, I don't want to use this color anymore. This is where you change it right here. So you pick out your own colors. I'm not going to change it because I think it really all looks really good right now. So I'm not going to change it. But if you have business colors that you want to use, you could put those right there and change that. Everything is, this just kind of gets it set up for you and makes it look really nice. And then you can play around and add the elements in that you want. All right, so I think I've hit most of the things I was curious about before. I'm just going to finish this up and then I will show you guys the book in just a little bit. Okay, hold on.